Okay, before you go, one best practices note for the AA matrix, the Analyze Adjust matrix, and that is to always strive for structural adjustments to close those cultural negotiating gaps. So here's an example. Let's look at the case I'm working with, where I've analyzed my counterparty and I found that they are more flexible about time and flexible about deadlines, especially when they're my deadlines, than I am comfortable with. So I've done my internal cultural audit and I've realized that my team is extremely strict about time-related issues. So how am I going to adjust my approach so I can bridge the gap between his negotiating agenda and my own? First, I can assume that they will take the hint and comply with my strict interpretation of deadlines. Is this a good idea? No, this is a bad idea. It's a bad plan, but it's actually quite common. And this has been the standard operating procedure for a lot of American and North European businesses for a while. So it is quite common. It ignores analysis and it expects the other side to make 100% of the adjustment, and it also makes the assumption that they are going to successfully make 100% of the analysis and decide that they are going to bridge the gap. How about number 2? Emphasize to them during the relationship building phase of the relationship how important deadlines are to you and your stakeholders. So there's a good reason, and now you're communicating your backstory and you are sharing with them why you make this a priority. And this is a good half step. It's common. There are books on this sort of open cross-cultural communication, and it's fine. The problem is it's superficial. It seems like a good idea at the time, but it's not going to really close the gap. But my big issue here is that even though this seems to want to avoid conflict, in fact, this causes much bigger conflict midway through a project or a deal when you realize that you and the other side are still on completely different pages when it comes to how you're going to treat deadlines and timetables. Number 3, you can negotiate deadlines and timetables that give your side extra time so that if they are late, it won't cripple your operation. And this is better because now you are starting to make actual structural changes. So good. The problem is, however, you are the one making all the structural adjustment and you aren't really getting anything as a result. You're making a unilateral concession. And this is going to be the new normal. So you're actually not only giving them something without getting anything in return, but you're training them that this is the status quo, that you will always pad your timetable so they don't have to worry about this. 4, you could write out a contract with financial and commercial penalties if they miss deadlines. And this is good on structural adjustment, but it's bad on relationship building and it's bad on conflict avoidance. This can work if the power balance is strongly in your favor and they really want you to hire them again, or if you just never plan on seeing them again and you'll be holding their money after they've already performed their task or service. Just make sure that your contract is drafted carefully and that the jurisdiction you're in favors you. This is going to go big conflict in a hurry. What about 5? Make punctuality a critical success factor that will lead to bonuses, enhanced profit shares, new opportunities, and greater authority. And this is the winner. This is good with a couple of caveats. First of all, potential benefits have to be clearly articulated and benchmarked. And spoiler alert, you're going to be doing that cultural analysis to figure out what they care about. If they care about their image and face and their status within the company, then you're going to offer them more status, more face, more exclusivity in exchange for better compliance on deadlines and timetables. This works best if you negotiate all your critical success factors and you negotiate your payout schemes with the counterparty. Make that a joint negotiation and you will get them to buy in, potentially. But if you just impose your ideas on them, you might view yourself as a compromiser, but they will see you as kind of aggressive. Thanks very much. I will talk to you again soon.